Hello, and I do hope this video finds you well. Today I want to talk to you about Gabby Petito and her former fiance, Brian Laundrie. And furthermore, how some of you responded to this entire fiasco. I'm not a true crimer, although I've had so many people tell me that I should really pursue that avenue. People think that I'd have a strong knack for it. I tend to agree. On some levels, I'd probably knock that out of the park. But here's the thing. I'm really not one of those kind of people that like to piggyback on other people's tragedies, much less participate in the obvious exploitation it really takes in order to really become a successful channel as it pertains to being a true crimer on YouTube. So for those reasons, I really don't think I would be a good fit for a true crime channel. I'm quite sure the word exploitation does not set well with a lot of true crime channels. We're going to set that aside. I'm not here to argue that or debate that. We'll just let that sit and simmer on its own. But here is one of my strengths. I tend to be a very intuitive individual, and I've really allowed my intuition to guide me through life more often than not, coming out on top of my intuition, rarely it taking me in the wrong direction and coming up on the flips, or the wrong end of the coin, so to speak. So once the story really started rattling, and I wound up taking a look at the footage of the body cams and all that action, it did not take a genius. It didn't take much for me and my intuition to start firing around and saying, wait a minute, there's more here going on than this girl's OCD. You can look at one girl, her behavior versus his behavior in this scene, and it is clearly, to me it was just clearly two people with two different agendas. His agenda trying to make her look a particular way, her agenda trying to make him look a particular way. And here's the thing, it was her trying to make him look as innocent as possible, and it was him trying to make himself look as innocent as possible. You know, and it was like there was a series of manipulations being played in that body cam, and it was just so evident to me that this girl was under heaps of stress, not only from that very moment of just having an encounter and being surrounded by the police officers, but from being 5 months on the road or so with this person trapped in a vehicle. Do you know what that's like? Being manipulated every single day. Peel back that layer of the onion, right? Her family is in the state of New York. She is under the control of this person in a van. But before that, she's living in his family's home, right? You have to imagine, you've got to imagine what that's like. This girl has put herself in a situation where she has no one to advocate for her. No one. And you can literally see that she's not exactly growing a spinal column of steel there. So she's incredibly easy for someone like Brian to manipulate. Add on his family as co-conspirators to assist him in his manipulation games, right? It was just so evident to me that this girl had just been manipulated so bad, and it went so far beyond that moment, that instant in the body cam. So what I'm getting at is, I knew right then and there, by the time we seen this body cam footage and this girl was missing and God knows where, from a stretch from Wyoming to Florida, I knew intuitively that this girl was not missing but deceased. She was gone. She was already gone. So here's what I'm getting at, people. Here's what I'm going to get at. This is what I mean by exploitation of a lot of these YouTube crime channels. And this is where things just go sideways. This is why I can't participate. This is where I can't crawl into the side chats. I certainly can't run a channel like this because I can't cater to the zombies. And I call them zombies. Sorry, you all. Sorry if you fall into the category. And trust me, I'm not a lady with no words, right? I will elaborate. I'll elaborate. But I call these people zombies because they go from one case to another to another. So perhaps I should say we should trade the word case to tragedy, right? Not just tragedy, but someone else's grief. Someone else's ultimate tragedy in this world. Ultimate tragedy. They just go from someone's ultimate tragedy to ultimate tragedy to ultimate tragedy, attaching themselves by the teeth, going down the rabbit holes, under the guise of they just want to help. They just, from the comfort of their own homes, right? They just want to help. They just want to be supportive. They just want to get the word out. Under that umbrella, this is what they want to do, right? But somehow it always gets to these outlandish conspiracy theories, these accusatory accusations, right? Without going too far off the rails, we're going to get into Gabby's situation and Brian's. People were they were throwing these accusations out. Clout chasers. They're clout chasers, chasing clout. And they're throwing these matter-of-fact theories out because they're also geniuses, these zombies, you see. These zombies sitting in the comfort of their own home. Listen, because they never said anything, Brian never said anything, he can't get in any trouble whatsoever. He won't owe anything for the searches. He can't get in trouble. He never said a word, nor did she. You see what I'm saying? Nor did she. They're just doing this to clout chase. This is just a stunt. So matter-of-factly, because they know everything, right? Because they have no sense of intuition. They're just rejects. They're empty rejects, regurgitating nonsense. That's all they are. Empty, empty, empty. They can't add 2 + 2 + 3. They have no feelings in their stomach. They have no real spidey sense. They don't know really how to break down a scene in front of them, as much as they think they do. They don't know how to break down a real scene in front of them. They don't know how to do it. They can't calculate. Just as I was able to tell you a calculation at the beginning, toward the beginning of my spiel here, about manipulation and how it works, and agendas, and how she was doing her agenda, and how what his agenda was, both to make him look as innocent as possible, right? As they're both doing their little dance the best they could, right? None of you were talking about the manipulation, that how easily it would have been, and the manipulation that must have been occurring with her leaving her entire family in the state of New York and going to live under the roof of his home with his family, having no one but him and his blood under that house. No advocate whatsoever for her. Mom and Dad aren't living under that roof with her to see what's going on, to see how she's being spoken to see how she's being treated. No. But you all want to sit there and say it's a stunt. 5 or 6 months of these people on the road or something, right? 5 or 6 months, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're going to do a stunt like this. Really? 20 and 22 years old? That wouldn't have occurred to them before because they have that much patience. These young kids would have that much patience. I know what we'll do. Let's wait toward the end of our trip when we're heading towards home, right? Let's wait 5, 6 months into our trip. Then we'll do a stunt because we're that patient, because we're young and patient. Well, let's not do this toward the get-go. Let's not do this 3 months ago. Let's just wait and let's just ride this out. Let's just ride it out. Then we'll do it. Right? We'll do it then. Not only that, we have actual footage of both of them. Both of them galore. You can look at Brian. You can look at her. You can pretty much look that none of these people, none of the two combined are solving the world problems. None of the two combined are going to sit down and come up with any master plan. I mean, no tea, no shade. But I don't think either one of them were that brilliant. None of them were that brilliant in plan making. You know, oh, this one's hiding out. Brian's hiding out. He's making his way. He's going to Cancun. He's going to Mexico. He's got people taking him through the woods, and he's in a secret underground. Listen, fools. Listen. The body cam will show you these fools didn't even have room for a hotel room. They couldn't even afford their hotel room. They're van dwellers. This is YouTube. They're living week to week, day to day, making their way through van life. They don't have no nest egg saved up. Brian has no means for major travel. His family, although I'm sure gonna help him any way they possibly can in the most meager way they can. Trust me, they're not connected people. They know that they can't unload they can't take out a loan, they can't max out a credit card, they can't do anything ridiculous financially because they can't be that stupid. They know it'll be traced. They know they will have to explain any large chunk of change coming out somewhere suddenly. Where the hell does money go? Where the hell does money go? So you people are just foolish. Clout chasing, all this nonsense. No. You have two immature people, typical kids running rampant in a van, unprepared for the world, did not believe, and I'm sure if somebody would have told them, you two are going to wind up killing one another, stuck in a van 5 or 6 months ago. What do you think is going to happen to your relationship? Broke off your asses, running the streets, stuck God knows where in a van together. You think it's going to be hunky-dory out there? You think it's going to be hunky-dory out there when you sit there broke, can't even afford a pizza, got to call your dad and beg him to buy you a pizza at a hotel? If you can get a hotel for the night? What the hell do you people think you're up against? It's all fun and games until life kicks you right in the ass. You're not going to tell me neither one of these kids were on a medication regimen. I'll tell you right now, that Brian kid, just by the way he walked, just by the way he talked, that goofy ass, I know damn well he's on a medication regimen. So my first question is, was he taking his medications? My intuition tells me that that boy is on a medication regimen. So I want to know, was he taking his medications? When's the last time he was in to get his psych check? When is the last time he was in for his medical evaluation, his med check, all that good stuff, while he's out there gallivanting on the road? How about that? Now, how about her? She don't look like she was too far behind him on a little medication check, if I'm being honest. Both of them look like they were pretty. Listen, both of them, according to my intuition, both of them looked like they were probably on a medication trip. Both of them looked like they were probably had a little prescription list. So I want to know whoever in that van with a medication prescription list, when's the last time they had their medication refilled? And were they taking them? That's what I want to know. Because I know damn well life is struggle enough, but you put two people in a van like that on medications, one's on this medication, one's on this medication, and these medications are trying to interact with one another. God forbid one person slips on a medication a couple days, a week. Oh, yeah. So once again, see, this is why I can't get into all that. I can't. Here's another thing, people. Here's another a wise person I heard. This is just an example. Another example as to why I can't host. I can't host these wackos. I can't host these crime channels. I can't do it. Stop asking me to do it. Yes, I know I'd be brilliant at it. Look at me. We all know I'd be brilliant at it. Here's a lady with 2 or 3 kids talking to. I listened to this guy out of Tampa, FLAW something or another. I've been listening to him, and to get my info. Like 30,000 viewers he pulls. Anyway, so he does a call in. This lady calls in, and she's talking about, she's going, you know, she's like, I don't even feel like cooking dinner for my kids now. This is what she says. She's got herself so worked up over this nonsense. Don't even feel like cooking dinner for her kids now. It's got to be 8 o'clock at night. Or later. I don't even know what time it is. 8 o'clock at night. Don't even feel like cooking dinner for her kids now because she got herself so damn worked up about all this. And I just thinking to myself, somebody call somebody in charge of taking somebody's children. How about we do that? Who do we call today to have somebody show up to somebody's door and just snatch their kids right out of the house? Because this lady needs her kids snatched up out of her house because she needs a timeout. She needs a goddamn timeout. That's just the truth. If you are so far gone down somebody else's tragedy, right? If you've decided to jump on somebody else's tragedy that has nothing to do with your life or your kids, your family, right? Because you're not patient enough to wait for your own goddamn tragedy to come along, and trust me, it's coming. Everybody gets a tragedy in this world. Like it or not, everybody's going to get a tragedy. So you're not patient enough to wait for your own tragedy. You got to jump on somebody else's, right? And pretend it's your own. So while you're busy doing that and manufacturing these tragic feelings for yourself, now you're neglecting your kids, you're neglecting your family, you're neglecting dinner, you're probably neglecting your house cleaning, your mail's probably piled up on the table. You know what I'm saying? Probably ain't changed the wastebasket in your bathroom in God knows how long. There's just things that you're neglecting because you're too busy. You're too busy being a casket jumper and face diving into somebody else's casket that isn't yours. It's not your cousin. It ain't your mother. It ain't your brother. It ain't your aunt. It's not your friend. It ain't nothing to you. Any normal person is going to say, "Oh my God, that's horrible. I can't believe this happened to some poor girl." And you know what they're going to do? They're going to go on with their life and cook their kids goddamn dinner. That's what they're going to do. But you people are crazy. You people have lost your minds. You people are zombies. And then when this case is over, this tragedy, you're going to jump on to the next one. Last week it was that Summers girl, right? Same tragedy. Same tragedy, people jumping from tragedy to tragedy to tragedy. You people need help. Don't take it personal. Don't take my words personal, right? Why? I mean, don't be offended. Don't take that. If you can so easily jump on these tragedies and take all that crap, to heart and so personal, and not have it wreck you. Not have it wreck you. Don't let my words wreck you. Don't let my words wreck you. Don't throw a hissy fit and thumb down my video. I'm just saying. I think you've lost your minds. And I think anyone out there neglecting your lives, neglecting your kids, and not wanting to feed your kids because you're too busy on YouTube worrying about some girl and some boy that you ain't ever gonna know, you've never known them, and you're not feeding your kids. You're letting them go hungry, or just sending them to the cabinet to get them some sort of get you some cold raviolis tonight. Mama's not gonna cook. Mama just can't go on tonight. I just can't go on tonight. Go in and brush your teeth and go to bed. No, I'm not gonna check your teeth tonight. My mama can't do I can't do mom duties tonight. I'm sure they're fine. Your teeth are fine. I'm not gonna check your teeth tonight. Just go do what Mama says. Mama's just a mess tonight. I'm not well, right? My very good friend Gabby was just found, her body was just found. My friend Gabby has just been found. People are sick. I'll say this, one more thing about Clout Chasers. The only people that will ever accuse anyone of clout chasing are people with no clout. Understand that. If you yourself have accused people of being a clout chaser, you have no clout. And you know it. You're a nothing. You're a nothing burger on YouTube or TikTok or anywhere else. You're nothing. That's just the truth, and you know it. So all these people that have accused this poor girl while she's been laying dead for 2-3 weeks, laying up in a wildlife dead, being accused of being a clout chaser, right? These trash bags accusing this girl of being a clout chaser, pulling off a stunt. Just know they have no clout of their own. They don't even know what clout is. And the only reason they scream clout is because they're so in fear and so jealous of anybody else getting a little bit of popularity and not them. That's all it is. Because people with real clout, they don't give a crap about anybody else getting a little bit of light or popularity. They don't care. So the word clout is literally for people with no clout. That just know that. I've been called the clout chaser. Imagine that. Me, down here at the armpits of social media, invisible to the world, have been called a clout chaser. Can you imagine the absolute stupidity? And it's unbelievable. So this girl too, while dead, has been called a clout chaser. All of you who have called this girl a clout chaser, who have sat there and just been so cruel and just so ignorant, are pretty shame on you, and you're shameful people. All of you people who are running these kind of channels and allowing this type of nonsense to come through, and you're helping to dissect these type of people, or these type of commentaries on, just it's nasty. It's nasty. I don't think you're providing any kind of real service. So, there you have it. There you have it. Till next time, do take care. Bye-bye.